buddies.
The chairman of ODM, John Mbadi, and the House Minority Leader.
We are buddies.
You buddy?
We are
buddies. Buddies.
We are good friends.
Curry's a town member of Parliament, Aden duale. That's a good word. Buddy, and you are buddies.
Yeah.
Okay, Chairman, before the break,
yes,
you wanted to explain a little bit about Agenda 4, right?
Yes.
Before we interrupted. And Mheshimiwa said he wouldn't interrupt you now.
Yes.
So you have.
I wanted just to say a few things. Number one, there is Jubilee 1 and Jubilee 2.
Yeah.
I keep on referring to those Jubilee 1 and Jubilee 2. The president himself has come out very clearly. He's the one who has been working in this government, heading the two governments. And he has said he has done more in Jubilee 2 than Jubilee 1. And that it was distracted, according to him. So number one. Number two, he talked about the Big Four agenda and about the universal health care, as if nothing has been happening or nothing has been done. You know what the government did, and when he was the majority leader, 2018, 2019, 2020, experimenting the universal health care by using counties. It didn't work. So now they have come back to another system where they're using NHIF. And so it is not that the government has not done anything, that we have not been doing anything at all as members of parliament to help actualize the Big Four agenda. Come to issues of agriculture that he's talking about. Actually, this would have been realized in Jubilee 1. Were it not for corruption in Galana Kulalu, which was supposed to help this country make several steps forward, including the dams that were supposed to help this country irrigate or have irrigated agriculture. Corruption. Jubilee 1, largely. So, in a nutshell, I would say anyone defending Jubilee 1, that there are problems in Jubilee 2, I think is not living in this country. My final remarks on that matter is that he challenged me as a member of parliament on issues of debt levels. And Duale knows this, and this is not something that anyone can deny. I spoke from 2018, 2019. Probably I was the lone voice. Remember, 2013, 2014, all the way to 2017. In 2015, 2016, I remember that financial year, I was the only MP who opposed the budget. And what were my reasons? Go to the Hansen, debt level. So I cannot be blamed for it. Actually, my friend here, Duale, is the one who pushed us to this debt level that we are in. He is the one who pushed the amendment to the PFM Act, even to allow this country to borrow and spend outside without money coming to our consolidated fund.
The budget
I refused that amendment to the PFM Act, and they pushed it through with their tyranny of numbers. That amendment is why even our Auditor General cannot, with authority, say whether the Eurobond funds hit the accounts of this country. Because they allowed the money to be spent out there.
Okay.
And you know why it was being spent out there? Okay. On cartels masquerading as fees paid for various services offered, which you cannot even quantify. That is what I would say, that Jubilee 1 did disaster to this country. Disaster that will take years to correct.
Okay, before he answers, let me challenge you just and play devil's advocate.
Yes.
The UDA has claimed that there's been more corruption in the last 3 years than there was in the last since 2013.
Where is that evidence?
That's what they say.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that evidence? Because you see, to me, let me be very clear. There is corruption even today in government. Despite the many steps that have been taken, or some actions that have been taken by DCI and also the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. A number of key personalities have been dragged to court. For the first time, the finance minister of this country, serving finance minister of this country, or CS Finance, has been taken to court. To me, that sent some message. Even if those who are still stealing today, probably they would have stolen more than they would have stolen if what we are seeing today did not happen. But Jubilee 1 is where we had questions around Eurobond. We had questions around NYS in billions of shillings. We had questions around health. KEMSA is the current case, and I cannot deny it. And it's something that should be punished. And that is why we are saying the president should not take his eyes off the ball. The president, up to next year, he has the obligation, responsibility on behalf of the people of Kenya to fight corruption, to lead from the front.
And
I cannot sit here.
Now it's becoming a one-sided show.
You've been very,
so I didn't come.
You were very good.
But I'm just sitting here.
To you.
Let me just finish.
He's concluded.
I thought it was only about the 4 big agenda.
And then corruption came in.
In terms of corruption, I still want to say we are still so disappointed. And that is why, if you listen to Raila Odinga, one of his agendas still that he's talking about, one of his policy agenda is fight against corruption. Listen, you can play all the video clips of William Ruto in all his 137 or so rallies.
You know,
he will never
Jeff,
mention corruption.
Okay, you have the
He will never mention. It's not anywhere.
You know, Jeff.
Clip. Because he doesn't believe in the
Jeff,
fight against corruption.
Can I talk?
Your turn.
You know, he should not bother about what William Ruto mentions.
But he's a presidential candidate.
Yeah, can I finish?
Yes.
William Ruto, as a presidential candidate, has an agenda called the bottom-up economic model, making sure that we empower the people at the bottom of the pyramid, riding on the 4 big agenda that was hammered in the second term of Jubilee. There's no Jubilee and Jubilee. Second term of Jubilee, because of the fraudulent handshake, because of the unconstitutional, null and void BBI reggae. Okay? So William Ruto is riding, and his team included. We have a national political party. We want to unite the people of Kenya around one political party, which we had called Jubilee, and President Uhuru Kenyatta allowed it. He left it to characters to cannibalize it and destroy it. And I am telling you, we will go. President Uhuru Kenyatta, as a party leader, will go in history as the first leader that destroyed a political party similar to ANC, similar to CCM, and now wants to sell the leftovers. Well, there are only 23. Wants to sell the remnants, the few who are left, to the opposition, to ODM.
So what happens if you get kicked out on the 30th?
No, let me finish first. That's number one. So William Ruto has said, fine, you guys, in 2015, President Uhuru Kenyatta told us, let's build a political party. Not an ethnic party, not a regional party, not a tribal party. We built Jubilee. It has been destroyed. We've picked the pieces. We are forming another serious machine called UDA, which has representation of, with a narrative of the hustler. People of all religions, people of all communities. 2, I told you we have an agenda. 3, we have a candidate. I want to challenge my friend here and the others who are competing with us. Don't bother about, if we're not saying about corruption, that is our agenda. Maybe we have got priorities.
And corruption is not a priority?
No, I'm saying...
Fighting corruption?
No, I'm saying we have got 5 to 6 issues, And how do you solve corruption? You solve corruption by making sure that the people at the bottom, the victims of corruption in our country, whose their money, their taxpayers' hand-earned money is eaten by those who are at the top, the elite, whether they are the political class, whether they are the bourgeois in the economic ladder. For you to bring to stop that, you must empower the person and put money in his pocket so that he complies, he pays taxes. 2, and more fundamental, you asked me whether I will be at the NDC. I want to say categorically, our soul and spirit is no longer in Jubilee. I told you Jubilee is now in the league of Ford Kenya, ANC. The only 2 parliamentary parties were Jubilee and ODM. And maybe I think Wiper was at the fringe with 1 member. Now Jubilee has gone back to the rank, the numbers of Jubilee, the so-called Keleweke. Yeah. The Keleweke are in the rank of Ford Kenya, which has got, I think, 12 members. ANC has about 17 members. So we have a serious national conversation. President Kenyatta is retiring in 10 months, my friend. We are the ones who want to take over power. How do you want to take over power?
But you might get kicked out on the 30th of November as the rebel. You might get kicked out.
No, it's not my first time. These people started kicking me out of ODM because I differed with them ideologically with William Ruto, Isaac Ruto, Joshua Kutuni in 2009. I have walked this route. I have walked the route of I mean, when I joined politics with him in 2007, by 2010, we fundamentally differed with the leadership of ODM. And we walked out and formed URP.
So what if the deputy president is kicked out? Then what if you all...
You know, let me tell you, and I want to make it very clear. You can kick out the deputy president as a deputy party leader, but you cannot kick out the deputy president as the second in command. His position is, and talk to any constitutional lawyer, his position is anchored in Article 147. His removal is found in Article 150. Being removed as a deputy party leader is not one of the provisions of Article 150 for the removal of the deputy president. And by the way, why should they bother about the deputy president? The deputy president has been humiliated. He has been both in character, in person, in his office. What have they not done to William Ruto? William Ruto, if there is one, when I talk to him in person, I tell William Ruto, when you become president, please respect the person, the character, and the office of the deputy president. Nothing has been left that can be done to William Ruto. So even if they congregate in Kasarani, we don't give it a dump.
Chairman, let me ask you this real quick. The Constitution is very silent on political allegiance, right? Talk about gross misconduct, but don't talk about change of party.
Well,
look how they're talking now.
I think we have not institutionalized
you can't talk about
political party machinery.
No, you can't talk about that.
Why not?
No, from where it comes from.
Come on.
Oh.
Let him answer.
ODM, you can't talk. He will not become a governor.
I wanted to say that we have not institutionalized properly the political party system in this country. And I think our legal system framework is still weak on party discipline. We tend to overemphasize democracy at the exclusion of party discipline, party policies, and party manifesto. If you choose to run on a particular political party, political honesty dictates that if you disagree or you fundamentally disagree with that political party, the best thing to do is just to vacate, leave the political party and go to a house where you are more comfortable. Actually, even without this constitution, Raila Odinga did it in 1996, towards the end of 1996, and indicated old constitution. We did not even require him really to do what he did, but he did what he did because he believed strongly, he had a conviction that he has fundamentally disagreed with Ford Kenya and he could not stay any longer in that political party. But this kind of dishonesty that we have today, where you still hold a very powerful office, earning a salary and doing completely nothing, you spend the entire time, your time, in criticizing and bashing the same government that you are supposed to deputize the leader. And by the way, let me tell you, Jeff, I hear a lot of my colleagues saying that deputy president has been humiliated. I think if there's any president who have been humiliated in this country by his deputy, is President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Oh.
He has humiliated the president. Now, you see, he goes to Kilifi and talks so bad about the performance of his party leader, the president, he deputizes. The following day, I think the following day or 2 days later, he comes to Kirinyaga and praises him. And the president is supposed to laugh. You know, we have a president who I think has gone through what no any other president has gone through. And I hope no other president will go through. I'm praying that Raila Odinga carefully selects his deputy so that when we get into power, we'll have a functioning government for either 5 or 10 years that we will still be in power.
I'm so glad you came to that because you said when Raila Odinga chooses his deputy, he hasn't even announced officially if he's running.
He will announce. He will announce.
Go on.
He will announce.
That he's running.
I'm not worried about his announcement because I know he must run. Why shouldn't he run? It's not his own decision. He has to listen to us. He has been moving across the country and collecting views. Where have you had people telling him not to run? We were in Duale's own county, where the former governor and the current governor are both supporting Raila Odinga's presidency. And it's only Duale, almost the entire county, who was missing. So the entire country wants Raila Odinga to run for president. It's just a few individuals.
No.
It's a few individuals who are not interested in the future of this country much, but they are interested in their own future.
No, but
selfish interest.
What's the big deal about December the 9th? For someone who has run 4 times for president, why?
Okay, so now listen.
No, but...
so listen, Jem.
Yes.
And you are like pushing me to say whether Raila will announce on 9,
yes,
whether he's running for president. I don't know whether we'll do that on 9. What I know is we'll announce it. We still have time. And by the way, can I tell you that in all these elections that we have had from 2002, the person who wins presidency is always announced 3 months to election. Let me come back to you on December 9th, because you seem to be interested in it.
Yeah,
How did we come?
Hey, your party announced that.
Listen,
you all announced that.
Now just listen to me.
I hope they're not postponed.
Don't rush into conclusions. This is the program. We started engagement across the country as Azimio la Umoja. And we have gone to places. We started in some way in Nakuru, went to Homa Bay, went to Western, we've gone to Garissa, we've gone to Eldoret, we've gone to Turkana, we've gone to the coast, we have gone to Meru, we are going now on 12th, which is the day after tomorrow, to Lower Eastern, which is the place remaining, and then the Central Kenya. Then the final meeting we'll have in Nairobi, where we'll now bring delegates across the country to engage and discuss Azimio la Umoja, the unity of the nation. In that forum, if Raila decides to announce that he wants to run for president, that will be his personal decision. What I know as John Mbadi, the chairman of ODM and Raila's supporter, is that he must announce that he's going to run for president, because we want him to be the next president of this country.
Okay.
It's the Kenyans who want him. It is us, his supporters.
You know, Jeff, this world is very interesting. You know, the people who said all kinds of word, the worst that can come from anybody against President Uhuru Kenyatta between 2007, to recently before the handshake. Words that you can't say are the likes of John Mbadi.
What is this that I said?
So let me finish. Let me finish. I mean, I am sure you...
I'm a very civilized person in my speeches.
You can even get the clips. What Milio Diambo, what Junaid Mohammed, what Raila Baba himself said about
Babu.
it. And Babu. Even. So these are the people today who are now lecturing us on how good President Uhuru Kenyatta is. And I'm sure the 8 million supporters who voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta in last election, in 3 elections, and who are watching me, they can tell the difference, who are the true friends and who stood with Uhuru Kenyatta when he needed friends. That is for record. You know, sometimes I wonder, you know, I have been because I have been in parliament since 2007. The other thing I really want to tell the people of Kenya is that, you know, when ODM and their party leader say that, oh, and this is in reference to Mount Kenya, that, oh, I said Kibaki Tosha. You know, I asked myself, they should finish the sentence. Raila Odinga said Kibaki Tosha, we are not disputing it. But what happened? The moment Kibaki became president, till he left, his life was made difficult by ODM and Raila Odinga. And I was a member of ODM. So, you know, people want to give us half stories. I mean, I'm talking about the...
Just like Ruto
can I finish? I'm talking about the 2005 referendum, the cabinet split. Some of us, in fact, when we left ODM, we are the ones who made President Kibaki government with very good people. You know, Kibaki had very good men and women working for him. People like Ambassador Mudaura, and even the person who was working for former Prime Minister Mohamed Isakia. Those are the people who are bringing people together. But let me come back to the issue of loyalty. If there is one human being, one deputy that has been very loyal, and I'm sure if you go, I mean, you are within the lineage of the Kenyatta family, my friend. Sometimes you have an opportunity to sit with them and ask them. If there is one individual, all of us have been very loyal. Let me tell you, myself, Honorable Duale, I have a lot of respect for President Kenyatta, you know, because of the history I have with him. But if if there was one person who was very loyal, and I'll give you instance, very loyal to his boss, even today, is Deputy President.
But you see, Jeff.
Hold on. You're very...
I'm giving you the scenarios.
But you forget there was a vice president called Daniel Arap Moi. Who was very loyal to his boss. And this was in your time.
No. By the way, let me tell you.
Why do you...
By the way, let me tell you.
You're being selected.
No, I'm not. By the way, and this must be very clear to Kenyans, there's a fundamental difference between former vice presidents, since Mzee Kenyatta, and deputy president within the context of the new constitution. You know, when I see Kalonzo Musyoka saying, no, I was loyal to Kibaki, no. The architecture of the new constitution, and I really want to thank, I was in parliament, the men and women who drafted the 2010 constitution. If they did not insulate the office of the deputy president, William Ruto could not have been a discussion today. William Ruto and John Mbadi knows. You know, John Mbadi, because he's on the other side of the fence, he's now in the handshake. Unfortunately, they will think that the handshake will give dividends that will take them to State House. And I want to tell them categorically.
Now, can I...
President Uhuru Kenyatta, by January, he will put off his phone. He will manage his succession. President Uhuru Kenyatta has got a very good legacy, whether it was in the first or the second. And I am sure from where he sits, he doesn't want to destroy his legacy.
Why will he put off his phone, you say?
You know why?
Why?
Because President Uhuru Kenyatta wants to leave a united country. President Uhuru Kenyatta will not, for now what he's doing is because he has issues within his main Jubilee family. He has to get some surrogates, like ODM, surrogates. You know, like, you know, doctors, what they call locums. They work in hospital with locum. This was on hire.
You know, Jeff,
you've just
and
by called a surrogate.
And by February, we'll pass the budget.
Thank you.
Now, the president will not lead these people.
Let me just, you know, Duale has brought so many topics that I wanted to touch on. First, you must remember that Ruto is the only deputy president who has served under the current dispensation.
Absolutely.
So there is no reference, no example to give. He's the only one. And I want to also tell him that he is saying that Raila made life difficult for Kibaki in 2005 because of the referendum. Ruto has equally made life very difficult. You know, the points of departure between Raila and Kibaki were clear. And
what were they?
The point of departure was one, Raila wanted a new constitution. That was a people-driven constitution.
It is Kibaki who gave us
Kibaki, Honorable Duale, can you allow me? If it were not for Raila, we would not have this constitution. That Kenyans know.
That I protest.
I will tell you.
I was in the house.
No, just a minute.
But listen.
If ODM said no to this constitution, I don't think it would be there.
But even
now, the point is that Raila had a point of departure with Kibaki, and that is normal. Right now, Ruto has a point of departure, which, in my view, is basically personal. I've listened to Ruto. The only thing he says is the problem between him and Jubilee and Uhuru is that they agreed. We campaigned together. What have I done now? It's all about him. I've not heard him talk about Kenya. Now, the other thing that I wanted also to tell Duale about, you know, things...
Don't tell me, tell the people of Kenya. Please. We are live TV.
Don't be a heckler.
I'm saying tell the people of Kenya.
Just listen.
Yes.
You see, when you start talking about people who were abusing the president the other day, that is the nature of politics, Jeff. In this country, we have disagreed, agreed, come back together, disagreed, separated. And by the way, if we start going back to what people said, and I will not say those words because really I think they are divisive. What didn't Ruto say about Central Kenya in 2007?
What did he say?
We play clips today.
What did he say?
What didn't he say? All the bad things about the people of Central Kenya. But today he's there almost all the time looking for votes from Central Kenya. So this idea of saying that Babu Owino, Sijui Meli Odhiambo, Sijui what, abused Uhuru, so today they should not defend him. What? That I don't want to use the word I almost used, but let me say that to me is simplistic. People change. People shift positions. In politics, there is no permanent friend and permanent enemy. Absolutely. Let us deal with the facts that we have today. There's something that I said, and Duale never challenged it. Tell me anywhere where Ruto has talked about corruption. Okay. Fighting corruption.
Real quick. Chairman talked about Central Kenya.
Yes.
Running mate. Do they have to come from Central Kenya?
For who?
For UDA.
No, you know...
it's just a question.
No, it's a good question, and I'll answer it. You know that within that context, there are people who are telling us, why are you not forming coalitions, parties? The likes of Moses Kuria, the likes of King Jury.
Yes, he's not
the likes of something called Upuzi by Ukuria Tani. I think now it's a party. Before it was a movement.
It is Upia.
Whatever, you know. I don't know.
Because he's not yet.
No, I don't know. There's one other parties. You know,
yes.
we don't want to leave the vision that we had in 2015 together with President Uhuru Kenyatta, that we must say no to regional, ethnic parties. Let's form a national party. 2, what is concerned to the UDA fraternity? We have a candidate, we have an agenda and an economic model, we have a slogan, Kazi ni Kazi, we have a candidate. The time to choose a running mate is not yet. So first we want to make sure this party, this agenda, this candidate is sold to the people of Kenya. Because, for example, the people of Mount Kenya, their candidate, presidential candidate, is William Ruto. So why do we tell them, oh, we'll give you deputy president, or we'll give you a super prime minister? Let me finish.
Hold on.
Let me finish.
How did you come up with that?
Let me finish. Today, if you ask me, the people of Mount Kenya, majority of them, they are following, apart from our agenda, they are following the leadership of William Ruto. He is
but ODM will say the same thing.
No, let me finish.
Come on, this is your opinion.
Let me finish.
This is your opinion.
It's not my opinion. I'm a very serious ranking member of the UDA, my friend. You can have your opinion. Secondly, let me ask you. So we have a strategy, and that's why the rest of these guys are still hanging around President Uhuru Kenyatta. They have no party. They have no candidate. The closest is the guy who wants to announce on the 9th of December. The rest are just hanging around. They have no party. They have no agenda. Azimio la sijui, what is it? Unity. So
see, there you go again.
No, but I'm saying, when you say Azimio la wa Kenya, it means the unity of the people of Kenya. Am I right?
Correct.
Am I right?
Yes.
Then the first thing, you must have a national party.
What are you trying to say? That ODM is not a national party?
No, for now. ODM now has...
Chairman,
ODM,
you have to defend yourself.
No, you're asking me. ODM has now, because of the handshake, they have lost Coast, they have lost Western. ODM now is being relegated to its former NDP.
And you're telling the chairman of ODM who's...
I am telling him. He knows it.
Duale is on...
No.
Duale is relying on hypotheses. I don't know where he's generating it from. I know he probably is a political science student.
Chairman, I have a lot of respect for you.
You see this perception that Coast is gone. Gone where? Where is that proof? Whichever.
No,
let me tell you, I'm a chairman.
You lost a seat.
I'm the chairman of ODM. We even lost a seat in Uganda. So are you saying that Uganda is gone?
Yeah, because even Luanyanza you're losing.
Listen.
Luanyanza you're losing.
I sign certificates, and I will tell you life membership certificates, Jeff, and I'm speaking with facts. The kind of renewed interest that is on ODM, even on Raila Odinga, today. I've just mentioned Garissa.
No.
Right now, Garissa, the current sitting governor, is supporting Raila. But the immediate former governor is supporting Raila. Come to Isiolo. Governor Doyo, who is the immediate former governor, has just become a life member of ODM. He has never been in ODM. Kuti is supporting Raila.
But these are governors who are going home.
No, but everybody is going home, and you are not going home.
Let me ask you. Okay, let me ask you. No.
Everybody is going
so
home.
they can pick it. Let me ask you. How many seats did you get in Northern Kenya last election?
That's the last election. They talk about now.
No.
We didn't.
All the
by
guys,
the way,
all
that
the
is
guys,
why Raila's focus in Northern Kenya is very strong right now. Why? Because it was our region, but it was almost stolen from us by the Jubilee. We are reclaiming Northern Kenya. And remember, we lost some of the seats through Vifaranga. Like the seat for Wajir governor. That one we could have not lost. That governor was supposed to be the sitting governor.
Let's see whether he becomes
But let me not go to history and hypothesis.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say about the Mount Kenya region. The Mount Kenya region is a region you cannot ignore. It's not a region you cannot deal with casually, the way I see Duale and his boss are dealing with.
It's our base.
This is a region that takes time to make decisions. In fact, even the time they were voting for Uhuru in 2013, up to the last minute, we didn't know where they would vote.
What do you mean?
And yeah, up to the time Uhuru almost left running for president for Mudavadi.
Because of the Western influence.
The point is that Central Kenya,
intimidated.
the Mount Kenya region, is a regional bloc that you have to approach with a lot of caution. I know we are scaling that mountain. They said we would not. They were shocked we are scaling it. Whether we are scaling it at a snail pace or at a rabbit pace or at the pace of a Simba, we are scaling it. If you look at the interest, and I talked to you about the live membership, the interest that we are now receiving in our party is largely from Kisii region. Western, there is renewed interest. Central, it's an interest that I've never seen in that party. I am the chairman of that party now. This is my 7th year. Therefore, what Duale is saying is, remember, Jeff, in 2013, those of us who are in ODM, we kept on referring to these people. They don't even have a political party. They did have a political party. They were looking for another party called UDM. They were going for other parties. TNA was bought the last minute from Sakaja, I think, and the team.
But let's go to the mountain.
Or they were paid.
You just came from the mountain.
No.
Let him finish.
Yeah. So what I'm saying